This slide is taken from the December 14th Treasury report. And what I want to show you here, it's as of 11:30, and it's still have about 1 month's worth of expenses remaining, and they average over $1 million a month. And you can see that in the small uh, clip that I have down there where it says expenses, total expenditures. So they're spending 11.5 million in 10 months. I'm sorry, in 11 months. So they're spending 1.15 million a month. The larger clip shows all the revenue near the bottom of the line. Not all the revenue items, but you can see the total. They budgeted 12.6 million to year to date 11/30. They have almost $11 million. The smaller clip, white section there with total expenditures, they budgeted 12.6 million in expenditures for the budget, and they're saying for the budget they intend to be $28,000 in excess revenues over expenditures. Uh, that never happens. And also the actuals, you can see that we're actually running a deficit of $573,000. Now, a couple things I want to point out to you in this slide is that you can see under that oval circle there, or the arrow, that they're using $1.2 million of reserve funds to balance the budget. So they're chipping away at our reserves, using them to subsidize your taxes. So yes, they are trying to claim that they're not raising taxes again and they're doing a great job. But really what they're doing is they're trying to avoid scrutiny from the taxpayers. I guess you'll be okay with the fact that they're using reserve funds to subsidize taxes. But in the long run, that's going to really come back and bite you really bad. You can imagine. You can only borrow for so long. And when those reserve funds are gone, as they will be within less than 5 years, you can expect enormous tax increases. You can also see the oval circle with the arrow there, what the year-to-date actual use was. They actually exceeded their budget of transferred funds. So they just spend, spend, spend. As we know, they have been doing that, and I've been criticizing them all year. But they spent actually $1,287,000 year to date. And who knows how that's eventually going to end up by the end of December. But we, according to Mrs. Savage, answering Joe Staub's question about what does it look like for 2020, she says we expect 12 million in revenues. So they still have to collect less than 1.1 million in revenue according to the year-to-date number, and they expect 12.6 million in expenditures. So they still have to spend. They still expect 1.1 million in spending. So that pretty much tracks with the 1 million a month that I mentioned at the beginning of this slide. So we continue to deficit spend, and I have some problems with that. There's some state statutes that require that a certain process is followed when you're going to do this, and I'm looking into that now. But what are we going to do after we spend the 35 million to build the promenade? And trust me, Joe Staub is going to push for the swimming pool. He's going to push. I think these guys haven't talked about it yet, but I think they're going to really push for the crosstown connector, and that's going to be many millions of dollars. Nothing's going to be left in our reserves, and we could have subsidized just off the interest that we would have earned from all this money for many, many years, and then have the reserves available when we had serious issues. But that's not going to happen. These guys are going to spend the money, and then they're going to flee the township. Speece has homes in other places further south of here. Staub has a place in Virginia that he'll go to. Same thing with Galtier in Carolinas, and Coincided, who knows where he's going to fly to. He's unpredictable and dangerous. But they're spending our money at an enormous clip, and they're not using good money management, and they're not using smart, intelligent spending here. So this is our budget for 2020, and I don't expect 2021 to be any better. Thank you for listening to this slide. Hope you enjoyed it.